1 year ago today, we sat down and watched our first K-pop music video ever.
What's up, world? It's Action Fredo here at Higher Faculty.
Along with your boy lcyaheard.
And we are doing our first reaction video.
And that was 90s Love by NCT U. How many of y'all in the comments been watching since that day? We're actually about to sit back and rewatch and relive the moment. Join us.
My whole mindset going into this, for those who joined the channel late, it was my idea to react to a video. It's just something I've always been doing off camera, so I figured do it. I would love to just start the channel. Had no idea it would ever go this far. I thought I would do one video and be done. But my guy came up to me talking about if I do it with you, let's do this K-pop song. And the second I heard pop, I'm like, nah, bruh. I was like, I'm not listening to pop music. So I just did it because he wanted to. I had no idea what I was in for. And this is the most genuine, authentic reaction because it was literally my first exposure to K-pop.
Our audio even sounds different since then.
Yeah.
Like the mixer and stuff we had was different. Studio is different. Everything's changed.
I even got these. These are the glasses that I wore during this reaction.
Along with your boy lcyaheard.
It's only right that I put them back on for this.
Well, this is a real true story.
I said, one, I've never heard of K-pop, and Chicago is 5 hours away.
You can see the skepticism in LC right now.
I wasn't feeling it, bruh.
Honestly, I have no idea. I'm thinking something upbeat. Definitely not going to know what's going on, so I'm going to be guessing the words to the best of my ability.
That did not happen.
All right, let's get into it, man. This 90s Love by NTC.
I said NTC. Oh my gosh. Wow. At least I corrected it on the screen.
65 million views in 1 month.
I remember that. So I remember that moment right there. And you got to think, before K-pop, seeing a couple million on a video was like, wow. And I remember when you said that, it made me perk up because I literally was like, did he say 6.5? I was like, 65 million views.
Mm-hmm.
But now, you know, we'll see 1 billion views on something. But I literally was just like, I'll never forget. I'm like, okay, this song might actually be something serious.
You ready?
Yo, just from the clip, that little intro clip, it's jumping.
Jump into it.
Okay, he feeling it.
That came in so smooth.
Wait a minute, bro. Hold on, bro.
I had no idea what I was in for.
It came in with the Bruno Mars /
We paused
Poison
so
Velvet
quick.
Drums, and then the
I thought it was gonna be corny. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, okay, Korean pop. I'm like, all right. Look, it is midnight here, and
Dang, it was.
Ohio right now. So I'm like, we've been doing this all day. I'm
Wow.
like,
I forgot.
Wait.
Wait. Yeah.
Pause it.
I just remembered. I
What
just
were we doing
remembered
that
that day we were doing. We were trying to test our setup, and we did like reactions to local hip hop artists.
Yes, we did.
And we were on Facebook, and it was just not that good.
It was extremely ratchet.
Yeah, I mean,
It was like, I remember, like, because we were like, okay, we got the idea to, like,
yeah,
you know, do reactions. And then once we got it working, after I did that first one and you came and fixed the settings for me,
yeah,
our very first idea was like, let's just react to local artists and go live on Facebook and see who's going to join. And I'll never forget, like, my mom and my nieces and nephews were in there because it was our first time going live. And then it was
like,
shoot a blank, stab a blank, pop a mother blank. And we were like, yo, no, like, not on here.
Yeah, I mean,
It was like, I remember, like, because we were like, okay, we got the idea to, like, you know, do reactions. And then once we got it working, after I did that first one and you came and fixed the settings for me, our very first idea was like, let's just react to local artists and go live on Facebook and see who's going to join. And I'll never forget, like, my mom and my nieces and nephews were in there because it was our first time going live. and then it was
Like-
shoot a blank, stab a blank, pop a mother blank, and we were like, yo, no, like not on here.
Yeah.
And that's why we were there so late. And that's another reason why I didn't want to do this, because it was so late and you were like, bro, we gotta like end on a good leg. Let's do this Korean pop. And I'm like,
bro, because I remember feeling like low-key defeated because like we did all those reactions and I'm like, I'm not posting none of those. I'm gonna delete it. Actually, I can't say that about every single one. Like, I might
some
cut
of
that
them were
part.
good.
Yeah, some of them were good, but it was just like not really my vibe. And I'm like, let's just, before we bounce, like let's do something we could post on YouTube. That's how we got into it.
Started it over after like
2 seconds.
15 seconds.
Up immediately, bruh. Stiff legging.
This is the new age Korean NCT, bruh.
This is crazy. He throwing in some English in there. Did you catch that? He said, feeling like an old school vibes.
Clueless, bro.
It's crazy because
It's crazy because I didn't know that like they were gonna be throwing in English. Well, actually, when I first heard the song, because this is, y'all know the story. I was in the shower. I heard a little bit of it, and I heard a little bit of English, so that's how I started rocking with it. And then I noticed like it wasn't an English song, so that really stood out to me in the beginning. Is like they were so clever with the rhyme scheme, but also like speaking Korean but rhyming it in English. Like I'd never heard anything like that before. A little bit here and there with some Spanish, but that was my first exposure to like Asian culture, like using English in hip hop. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I honestly, what got me was how familiar the beat was. And I didn't
Yeah.
expect to hear something that like I grew up on, like a hip hop type sound.
Mhm.
And then once they put the words in there and they were like actually riding the beat, which was familiar to me here in America, like my whole perception changed. Like when you started this, I thought it was going to be something that I've heard in like an Asian restaurant type vibe or something. Like I already had distinct instruments and sounds in my head that were programmed, and this completely just wiped my brain clean. Just my
stereotyped it.
I did stereotype it, like, but I
Yeah.
mean, the words pop, you know, I automatically was thinking boy band, poppy, you know, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys that we grew up on, and then Korean. I didn't know what Korean music sounded like, so I'm like, where have I been somewhere, you know, around the culture that plays this type of music? And I'm like, you know, in restaurants or seeing certain movies, so I couldn't put the two and two together. But you can tell, like, I immediately got off my feet because I was so blown away coming from not wanting to do it at all. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this is a drag. Like, whoa, this is a banger. So, yeah, the excitement it's exciting to see how exciting I am here. And I haven't watched this reaction since then.
Wagon too, bro.
And if y'all didn't grow up in the 90s,
I think one of two things happened. I think when we were terrified at first because we thought that a copyright infringement was a strike. I do remember that. And I was like, bro, you might want to pause like every 15 seconds or so, or like YouTube's going to block this. I think we kind of had that mindset.
Yeah.
But even before that, I think that was actually later on, since this was the first one. So I take that back. That was like a couple videos in when we actually were getting the strikes. I think we were just so blown away and couldn't take it all in. Like, I can see that my mouth is just open and I'm kind of like, what? Because the video had so much going on. The song was like super flame. Everything about it, like, I still get like the dopamine overdose from watching music videos of this caliber today. So our first exposure, I think that we just wanted to talk to each other about what was really going on. And I just wanted to see if you were thinking the same thing that I was thinking, even though you were the one pausing. Like, in my head, every time you pause, it was like a time to just like reflect really quick. And I remember my heart be beating and I'd be like, bro, I just wanted to get it out. Like, did you hear that reference? Did you hear that English word? Like, it was just so much to take in.
Yeah.
So that's what I think, bro. We also had no idea that like this is a huge company. Like, we thought that this was just like a group and they did everything, you know?
You wouldn't have bust a bus. This is fire, bro.
I would say this shows me how far we've come and how we've kind of been desensitized to some of the videos. It seems like here we would pay attention to so much more detail.
Yeah.
Like, you know, them just having black on as opposed to, you know, them in their other outfit. And now we've kind of created an expectancy of like expecting them to change outfits 3 or 4 times in the video, expecting it to be, you know, robot arms and all this other stuff. So it's cool to see, you know, how we were highlighting all of the little specific shots here. Super dope.
Yeah, man. And for me too,
And for me specifically, like, I was instantly addicted because I shoot music videos, and I'm like, even the inspiration that I was drawing from at the time wasn't even producing videos on this level. Like, it was like it exposed me to like a new level of quality and possibility when it came to music videos. And I'm like, that's why I paused and was like, look at the outfit change on the hook, because I'm used to seeing, like, shooting videos, like, I ain't gonna lie, I did a lot of low budget videos in my time, you know, where we're changing scenes and everybody's got on the same stuff they had on in the last scene and everything, and I'm like, nah, this is crazy.
It's just crazy to see that we're literally using some of the same equipment that we, you know, started with. Like these microphones right here, these bad boys were $60, and we definitely got our money's worth out of them.
$69.99.
And then, like, we had the switcher early on, but like we've upgraded to a better camera. We fixed the audio. Now we use a mixer or an interface. But like, this reminds me of the mindset that we had of just like no excuses. Like, we started that way. Like, we knew it wasn't perfect. We knew our setup wasn't the iciest. You know, we never watched any other reaction video, but we could definitely tell by like thumbnails and other things going on that like other people had lighting and expensive equipment, but we were just so in love with the music after 90s Love that none of that mattered, bro. Like, we didn't care what we had on camera. We didn't care what was going on throughout the day. There were some hard days in there. It was a lot of fun, but like, we started with what we had and we just kept going, dude. So don't wait until that fancy piece of equipment, you can afford that or anything like that. Like, this reminds me of just like, man, consistency and how far we've come.
Whose jerseys
They're
those
going
are?
above and
Mark,
beyond,
Gino,
like-
win. I don't know if this is like
Yeah, for real.
a hockey team. Yang Yang, look, they got Yang Yang, bro.
Didn't even know who Yang Yang was.
NCT.
And on that subject, for the ones who actually did, like, you made everything possible. If we would have put this out and none of you would have commented and liked and subscribed, we wouldn't be here today. Like, when we were actually recording this videos, I think we had 22 or 28 subscribers, and the next day when we put this out, it was like 128. And I was like, what? Like, whoa. So thank you for that first group of citizens who took the time to let us know what was going on.
I gotta double down on that. I recently was going through my iPhone because my storage is full and I had to like delete old pictures.
Like, I was so hyped that we had like 3,000 views on this video, like in like a day or two, that I screenshotted it. I still have that screenshot in my phone. Like, I'm blown away. Like, 3,000 was crazy. So shout out to the first people that clicked on us and continue to show us love. Like, y'all are amazing and y'all make it possible.
Yeah, that's why it's important to just like take the time and like and subscribe if you truly enjoy someone's content, because, you know, it's more than just the stats or the clout or the numbers. Like, it instilled belief in us. Like, for the first time, it felt like we got a win with something that we weren't familiar with. Like, I played football, he played basketball, so we're very competitive. And when we shot this video, we were in desperate need of a win. Like, COVID was running rampant. Every person that we called to shoot videos for were telling us no, and like, we just needed relief in some kind of way. And like, you never know what form of kindness or just, you know, anything that you do in life, how far it can really help someone go. And make sure you like and subscribe, pretty much. I mean, it helped. Look what it did for us.
Yeah. Even if it's not us.
Yeah, even if it's not our videos. Like, if you like the video, if it adds value, just help, you know, help these content creators out. You know what I'm saying? It's more than just the numbers. They might just need that validation that they're doing something of quality.
I knew it. I knew
The
something was
switch
gonna
up.
change.
We weren't used to any
I
switch
knew
ups.
it. I knew it.
What?
I knew it was gonna change up. I was just like, they're not done, bro.
Oh my
I
God.
still
Track was
didn't expect
already
that.
Fire if they would have kept that energy. So then they just had to just go ahead and just, wow.
Came in so smooth on this breakdown. I gotta rewind
Yes,
that.
just a little.
I wish I could understand what he's saying. What is he saying?
The words are right there, but I can't watch the video
Yeah.
and read at the same time.
I
That's the
still
first
I
can't.
was so blown away that I
can't
didn't even notice the captions. Like that's crazy.
This literally was the first time that I heard Hey Chan sing, and he's literally my favorite singer, like in NCT.
Wow.
And I didn't even know who he was or anything. And I'm like, the first time I heard him was when he actually became my favorite, and I didn't know.
Wow. So you found yours off the very first one. Surprisingly, I was confused because I'll never forget. It was like a day or two later. We did Yesterday, and I thought Tae Young was the one for me, and it turns out that it was Do Young. Like, and I was just like bumping that song, and I'm like, that voice, like, ooh. So yeah, that is crazy. Another thing too, man, is like going back to our setup or whatever. This reminds me of how jumping I had this fish tank. Look at all the plants on the top.
Oh, don't, they better not. I can't take anymore.
That was
I was done. Look, I was still
Wow.
saying, look, I was still in denial like it was a one and done type thing. I literally said, I'm not saying I'm going to go to a Korean pop concert. Maybe if my daughter wants to go one day. And lo and behold, less than 10 months later, I am at the BTS concert.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
That's what's really crazy too. Is like it went from like just an imaginative thought to actually going to a concert.
Right.
And like I can't wait to go to more. Like that's what's crazy about this whole journey is like we literally watched this video. Some people liked us watching the video, and like aside from that, like we found music that we love, even though we don't even speak the language. It's crazy. You couldn't tell the 18-year-old me that this would happen, and I would like not believe it.
I would have somewhat believed it because what I listened to like in high school and all throughout my life was like I was the friend that was always known for like coming up with different stuff, but it was still like more underground hip hop or instrumentals, definitely alternative music too. But
Yeah.
in college, when I moved away to college, I had a YouTube channel that everyone had the password to from high school, and my dude Ethan E Snipes was the main one that every week I would go in there and just load some like crazy type of musics in there, and like he would always text me like, man, keep putting music in there, you always find good stuff. And if I would have found K-pop then, I think I definitely would have gave it a chance, but I think that it might not have stuck how it does now.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like I needed something of this caliber, entry level wise,
Yeah.
and I needed it, you know, at this age. The type of listener that I was then was more like, I'm gonna listen to what everyone's listening to, and then by myself I'm gonna listen to other stuff. And I was always around like my roommates in college, and you know, we're in the weight room, so I wouldn't have got away with playing a lot of K-pop because my friends at the time would have just probably been like, man, nah, we ain't rocking with that, because they were already giving me a hard time for, you know, Coldplay and Mute Math, all the other stuff that I like. So I don't know, man. It's very interesting to say, you know, at the same time, like if someone would have sat me down years ago and said that, you know, you're going to be at a K-pop concert when you're 33 and you're going to be listening to all this music, I probably wouldn't have believed it, but I would have laughed and been like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it all worked out. I feel like this music came at a time like where I was craving something different. Like I just got tired of traditional hip hop. I mean, I love it. It'll always have a place in my heart. Like, and it's irreplaceable, but I was seeking better, or not better. I was seeking different meaning out of music. Like, I felt like I was kind of getting disconnected with a lot of the content that is like mainstream here in the media. But you know, fast forward, like we've experienced a lot of K-pop, and it's opened me back up to like American artists, like seeking American artists who have good music, good content. Like it's opened up the doors for me to like go back on a hunt. So like I've always been on a hunt for new music. Like I remember my mom got me a Zune. They don't even make those anymore.
I had one too.
Like it was like the competitor for an iPod.
Yeah.
I had a Zune and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Like I loaded that thing up with so much music and videos. Like it makes sense now that I think about it and reflect like how this is possible. But I'm talking too much.
Good, bro.
No, I just appreciate everybody who like supported us throughout this whole journey.
And I'll leave a word of encouragement for anybody who's been on the fence about getting on YouTube, whether it be a reaction channel or anything. If you're the type and you got the personality and you're doing it anyways, just put it on film, man. You'll be surprised at like how many friends out there that you'll make, how many cool people that you'll touch across the world. And like he said, we've always just been huge music junkies, and my day-to-day life consists of constantly reacting to music. I had one of my college roommates visit me this weekend. He gets here, we stay up to 2 a.m. We're watching music videos just like we used to do when we were kids. So it's like super cool to like actually become disciplined and stay consistent and do it online. But ultimately, like he said, I just want to thank everybody for helping me along the way, because music is a huge part of my life. It's involved in everything I do, whether I'm working out, whether I'm driving, studying, and you guys have given me, you know, great music. So shout out to you. And shout out to these artists for doing amazing things. So.
Yeah, I second that too. Like, whether you feel like you've got what it takes for YouTube or not, just do it, because, you know, there's somebody out there for everybody, and what you might bring to the table is what somebody's what somebody needs, and just start, you know, regardless of what you're doing or where you're at. And if that's one of your goals, I just strongly encourage you to start and don't stop. Like, you might look up 5 years from now and be wishing like, man, I wish I would have started. Because I can say that because it was me. Like, I literally have another YouTube channel you can look up right now. It's my government name. It's Alfredo Peters. Like, you can find my first YouTube channel, and I've got videos on there from like 5-6 years ago and never really stayed consistent with it. So this is like a testament to what consistency can bring to you. So thank you guys for tuning in. That's all I got to say, man.
Look at this. Show them this before we go. We'll end on this. Ladies and gentlemen, we had no clue the K-pop fan base was this lit. In honor of all of you loyal fans, we will be doing a K-pop-a-thon starting tonight. Hit that subscribe button and help us get to 1,000 subs. Wow. We feel like this journey will be well worth it. And look, it absolutely has been.
Hey, peace. Hold on, wait. One more thing. Scroll down.
What up?
Scroll down just a little bit. That
Hey, this is the only time I've ever capped on the journey, bro. I had to get on the personal profile and give us some comments before we had it. And look at it's got 537 likes.
It says you guys have the potential to be the best reaction duo on the internet.
Hold on, wait. Has no one caught LC yet? Hold on, wait a minute. Totally agree. Couldn't agree more. Wait, what?
I recently saw that and just started like busting out laughing and just like the comment like,
hey, that's funny right there.
That's hilarious.
Hey, I was putting on before putting on, baby. Yeah.